It's Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning, and right now, kids everywhere are counting down the days and the hours to the end of the school year.
So cool.
Many of them are going to be donning a cap and gown, moving on from middle school to high school, or high school to college, or college back to mom's house forever.
Hey. That's right. Come home, babies. Come home. Save that rent money.
But we make lifelong memories during our school years. Some of them very positive moments that we cherish forever.
Yeah.
Others we chug tequila, hoping to forget them permanently.
God, but they still make great stories when, when you're with your friends.
But today we're airing out all of our schoolyard shame by playing a special little game called True Confessions School Edition. And if you aren't familiar with this, each member of the show has 2 envelopes in front of them with embarrassing confessions about something we did in our past during school.
I'm pre-embarrassed. I'm already embarrassed.
Because we all know what's true in our lives, but these could be from graduation night, could be senior pranks, detention room debaucheries with Mr. Winklehauser.
What?
And one
We know Jeff's.
No spoilers there. One statement that we say is true, one is a made-up lie.
Yeah.
So we'll pick one envelope, read the confession inside, and then the show only has 30 seconds to ask questions and try to figure out if that's the true story or is it the made-up lie.
It's kind of like, do we know each other well enough to know if we're lying to each
I love
other?
the interrogation part of this.
I know you do, Brooke.
Well, let's get started with Brooke. Alexis, which envelope should she open first, 1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
All right, Brooke, open envelope, run, and read us your true confession.
This is always the hardest part, opening.
Yeah.
Okay. After our middle school graduation, the entire 8th grade class went on a camping trip.
Fun.
After I checked in, the female counselor asked my sister, "What's your brother's name?"
Oh, no.
And that's when I realized she was asking about me.
Oh, because of your hair.
Do you swear on both of your children's lives that this story is true?
Oh, that's easy to,
You
yeah.
can't do that.
Oh, okay.
That is
Oh, no. Okay.
I'm not going to do that even if it was true or not true, Jeff.
Okay.
Bad question.
How long was your hair at the time?
My mom had convinced me to get a pixie cut, and it would be really cute.
Did you have glasses?
Oh, big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huge
always.
glasses.
I know this picture of Brooke. I have seen her from this era.
Oh my gosh, it was on Brooke and Jeffrey Insta
Yeah.
recently, and you did look like a boy.
She's
What?
a little
Double down, Alexis.
Oh, darn.
Jeez.
I didn't get to ask if you had already hooked up with that teacher yet.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
in 8th grade, no one would kiss me.
Oh, okay.
I really wanted to kiss everyone.
Not
but
even faculty.
Even the
would.
girls were like, hey, little boy.
I
All
would
right.
take anyone.
Alexis,
All right.
what do you think? Is that a true statement or did she make it up?
Based off the photo I saw, I gotta say true.
Jose?
I had no questions to ask. I am confident it's true.
We were
Yeah.
all very confident that really happened to Brooke. Brooke, is it true or not?
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Yeah, no surprise there. Now, we're going over to Jose.
Brooke.
It's
Yeah,
your
it's
turn.
fine.
Brooke, which envelope should he open, 1 or 2?
Let's go 2.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. I was fired as the school mascot for
No.
being too lazy.
Oh.
They didn't let me finish. They
Okay.
said I talked to the cheerleaders too much instead of dancing.
Uh-huh. God.
Do you swear on both of Brooke's children's lives that that statement
Yes,
is true?
I do. I absolutely do. Both of them.
Hey, did you have to audition for the job?
No, they come on, it's me.
What-
Right?
what-
So they were
okay.
like,
What was the mascot?
we're Tigers. Stadium Tigers. Let's
Oh my
go.
God. And your mom always thought that you would be Tigger. Like, I know
Yeah.
your mom was obsessed with that.
I bought it. She bought me a Tigger robe when I was a kid.
What was one school chant that you had to do?
Let's go Tigers! Touchdown!
Oh, yeah.
They gave you the hard stuff.
I mean, literally, they were like, just go dance. I have the energy. So.
Okay.
I didn't last long.
I don't think it's true.
You don't?
I don't think Jose had the commitment even to audition for it.
Yeah.
I didn't have
I'm
to
sorry.
audition.
Usually when teachers nominate you for things, it's because they believe you can do something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think I could be a good
What do you
mascot,
think, Brooke?
Brooke? I
That
love
part I
kids.
think you could be good at if you showed up.
Yeah.
You know, that's the part that it's hard for me, but I think it's true.
Alexis?
I think the flirting with the cheerleaders is true, but not as a mascot. I
Jose.
think it's not true.
Is it true?
It is a lie.
I was wrong.
Yeah, No, one of my teachers did suggest it to me, though. She'd be like, you'd be perfect for our mascot. But I was already JV on the football team.
Oh, you were too cool.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right, I'm
Okay,
busy.
JV.
Wow.
Hey.
If you're just joining us, we're in the middle of a game called True Confessions School Edition, where we're going around sharing cringeworthy stories from our school years, trying to figure out if they're true or if they're made up. So far, we've learned one true story about Brooke being mistaken for a boy.
Okay.
I
But
call
a
her
cute
bro.
boy, a really cute boy.
I don't
didn't say that.
remember those
Wasn't
words
part of the
ever
story.
I'm
coming
sure
out.
that's what the
Wasn't in
counselor
that.
meant.
And Jose was not his school mascot
No.
growing
No,
up.
but
Now,
I should have been.
Alexis, it's your turn to confess. I think you should open envelope number 1.
Okay. Oh my god. Sorry, it's hard with fake nails to open these. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice nails.
Okay. We had a final track banquet my senior year. After the awards and dinner, I went to drive home and hit a car in the parking lot.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah. I'm not sure we need to ask any questions at this point.
Well, you got time.
What kind of car were you driving?
My first car was a gold Lexus. It was really old and the trunk didn't close.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Did you report the accident?
Brooke.
Did you even stick around for the accident?
It's been long enough. I think I could say no, I did not report the accident.
How much damage? Like, did you lose a bumper? Was it a dent?
I don't really look. I just hear. And then
How proud of your mom was you?
How proud
How
of
proud was your mom of you?
I don't think I need to answer that wrong, Grant.
Yeah.
Were you as drunk as Jeffrey is now?
Are you mother?
All right, Brooke, what do you think? Is that true?
I want to believe it, but I think it's false.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
Jose.
You know, I'm kind of with Brooke. It is so
It's just
spot on.
too on-
It is
on
so
point.
Alexis that it can't be
Yeah.
Alexis. I say it's false.
Old habits die hard. I say it's true.
Hey!
Alexis?
It's true!
Obviously.
I'm back in the cars.
Okay, so I'm
Darn.
Jose. Which
Should've
envelope
known.
am I opening here?
Let's go number 2.
Number 2. Okay. My senior year highlight was being featured as a tap dancing waiter in the musical Hello, Dolly.
Hey.
The non-highlight was all the dudes on my soccer team showed up to the performance and were like, "What the hell are you doing? You're the captain of the soccer team."
Oh.
He's good with his feet, though.
Do you think Jeff was the team captain?
I
No,
don't know.
he's bragged about it. Remember when we played soccer with a pineapple?
Oh,
and he
yeah.
was terrible. And he's like,
Yeah.
I was the team captain, I swear.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember that.
right.
You guys can ask me a question instead of just roasting me during the
I like
30
to talk about
seconds.
Jeff like he's not in the room.
Okay, let's get to the bottom. What position did you play in soccer?
Center mid.
Okay.
Ooh, you're a striker pretty
Who
much.
invited them to the show? You or your mom?
Ooh.
It was probably my mom, but they may have come on their own accord.
Okay. Were you actually embarrassed or were you proud of your performance?
I was proud of my performance.
But embarrassed, by the
Embarrassed that
team.
everybody saw it.
Oh.
It's hard to mesh the
That's
whole
a-
theater and
that's
athlete
hard.
thing.
Dude, I want this to be true.
Brooke says true. Jose?
Brooke said she wanted it to be true. She didn't say she think. Okay, I think
He's a
it is-
showman.
I don't know. I'm gonna say false.
Alexis?
I'm with Brooke. I want it to be true.
No one actually believes it. Was I the star waiter in the musical Hello, Dolly when my soccer team showed up? Of course that's true.
Hey, and boo on your soccer team for not being more supportive. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
you got fancy feet. That's why you're good at tap dancing
Yeah.
and soccer. So
Why-
take that,
That's why we made it
boys.
to the quarterfinals in the playoffs
That's
my senior
right.
year.
I could just see him prancing down a soccer field as
Yeah.
fast as he could. Just,
Those boys should suck it.
Yeah, I
he
don't know
probably wanted him
what
to.
other shameful stories that we have to share, but there is one of mine left that I hope I don't have to tell.
oh, dang.
We're going to find out as we do more True Confessions School Edition
Yeah.
right after this. We're in the middle of True Confessions School Edition, going around the room trying to figure out who's telling the truth, who's being a nasty little lie mouth. And the way that it works is we all have written down confessions about embarrassing things we did back in our school years.
Yeah.
One confession is true, one's a made-up lie. Ready for a brand new round, starting fresh with 2 brand new envelopes in front of us, 2 brand new confessions, and
Oh,
it's
God.
Brooke's turn again. Jose, choose which envelope she's going to open, 1 or 2.
Well, I guess I gotta go 2.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Let's see. I was a journalism major, and at the end of my senior year, I had to give a commencement speech to the class.
Oh.
But I stayed up all night and didn't prepare.
Uh-oh.
The next day, with hardly any notes, I gave the worst speech in the school's 120-year history.
What was the speech about?
I basically said, I love you all, over and over again. It was supposed to be, you're graduating from college and you just spent X amount of money and how life will be great for
But
us
it's
all.
like, it's Montana. You could have just, spit in a cup and...
What were you doing the night before?
I was a director on our student documentary, so I was trying to finish it. Because we
You're
also...
being a nerd? You were up late doing other
That's
school
not what I
stuff?
thought you were going to say.
Yeah. You're drinking with a boy.
Yeah, I mean, we did drink in the basement of the journalism school.
Okay.
For sure, when we were working.
Got it,
but,
okay.
Okay.
one's
Jose,
tough.
what do you think?
I just feel like Brooke is such a super woman. She would never let herself, even if she's wildly hungover, fail that miserably on his big speech. So I'm going to say it's false.
I know Brooke's like such an over planner for
Yeah,
stuff. There's no
totally.
way she wouldn't do anything before the speech. It can't be
Yeah.
true.
She knows-
Really?
Mhm.
See, I think Brooke will be like, I got a charity event tonight. Oops, got to talk in 5 minutes. So I
then
think
she
it's
wings
true.
it and
Yes.
kills
That's
it.
not
Yes.
Brooke
Yeah.
stuff. Brooke, is it true or not?
It's true.
Yay!
You guys, it was the most mortifying 15 minutes of my life. I have
15?
never. Oh, it was so long, and I couldn't stop my mouth from saying words, and it was bad.
Rambling.
Oh my God. The guy I was dating at the time, I finally got off the stage, and he's like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh my
Yikes.
gosh.
Well, that was a speech.
Wow. I did not see that
It wasn't
coming.
good. So, to my professors who are still lovely people, I apologize. You picked the wrong person.
Jose, you're up. Alexis, which envelope is he going to open? One or two?
One.
Okay. Why do they seal them? Like, we don't have to glue these.
Yeah, it sounds good when you open it.
Oh, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. At one of our high school football games, I was injured and I couldn't play. So instead of sitting on the sideline with the team, I ended up spraying my entire body with cologne and sitting in the stands next to my crush.
Hey.
Oh, what brand of cologne was it?
Oh.
Aqua di Gio.
Aqua di
That's the
Gio?
bottle. Text in if you own a bottle of it still.
Were you breaking a rule by leaving the team?
I mean, I wasn't like varsity. I was, but I wasn't. So like, it wasn't a big deal for me to not be on the sidelines with everybody else.
What was your injury?
I tore my sacroiliac right back here in my hip. Yeah, and to this day, I still have issues with sacroiliac.
What's a
joint.
sacroiliac?
It's a joint that connects your butt to your hip right here. Look, you're looking at the
Why did I ask?
Oh.
right there.
Did you
A guy
want-
pushed me down, and I had back spasms for months.
I'm sure I'd pull his pants down and do more of a demonstration if you'd rather, Alexis.
I kind of want that demonstration later, but just for the term sacroiliac, there's no way he could make that up. That
It's
has
a
to be
real
true.
joint.
That's what
Somebody
I'm saying. It
oh,
has to
okay.
be true.
I got true on that too.
Yeah, well, Brooke.
I think that all of that happened except for him leaving the bench. I think he would be forced to sit on the bench. Any good coach. I think it's false.
Jose?
It is true. Yes, I got out of the game. I told him I couldn't make it because I was so hurt, but then I snuck into the stands and I remember putting 10
Oh, you weren't even supposed to be
sprays
there.
on myself.
God.
And this girl would not sit next to me, and I kept moving to her, and eventually later her friends were like, dude, she said you smell really strong. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
The coach is like, I actually smell it.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Jose, get in there.
So that turns out to be true, too. Wow. If you're just joining, we're in the middle of a game of True Confessions School Edition, going around sharing cringeworthy stories from our school years, trying to figure out if they are real true stories or if they're just made up. We're going to keep it going with Alexis's turn. I think you choose envelope number 1.
Okay.
If Alexis tore her sacroiliac, I'm going to be so
I had to sit out from running.
Yeah.
And I sat with my crush. Okay. At the end of high school graduation, one of my teachers came up to me and said he saw me cheating on my tests all semester, then gave me a fist bump.
What?
Wait, a fist bump?
Fist bump.
That's not how I thought it was going to end.
How old was the teacher?
You think I know teachers' ages? A
Okay.
middle-aged man.
What-
Like a middle-aged.
What class did they teach?
AP World History.
How did you cheat?
Well, it was AP class. How am I supposed to get by that on my own?
How did you
What
get
looked
looking at
like-
people?
Wait, how did you get into AP if you were cheating?
Wait a minute.
Well, that's what that was in it. Can't anybody get into AP? They give you just sign up.
They usually
It's about if
reserve
you
it for
make
the
it.
upper echelon,
Yeah.
but maybe in your school they let anybody.
Maybe.
Okay, so is that true or is that false?
I know she's really proud of her cheating history.
Yeah, that's
because
my
we've talked
answer.
about it multiple
School
times.
cheating,
Yeah.
cheating.
Yeah.
By the way.
But I don't know that a teacher would fist bump you. That'd be terrible. I'm going to say false. I think she's lying.
See, I think because of what you said, she's so proud of being a cheater in school. I remember her constantly bragging. I think the guy was trying to be like super cool with her, and be like, hey, you
Or
did
maybe
it.
it was a sarcastic fist
Yeah,
bump.
I think this is true.
I've read her Instagram captions and I could tell she's taken AP. So I'm
She
going to
takes
say
Kylie Jenner's captions.
absolutely it's
Thank
true.
you, Jeff. It is true.
Yeah, we all
gosh.
knew it.
Yeah, he was the soccer coach. He was like kind of chill after.
He was the cool
so he was
guy,
like,
yeah.
But it was a 2-story building, so he'd look down and see me cheating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't stop you.
You weren't even a very good cheater.
I didn't know that he was above me.
All right, it's my turn. Brooke, which envelope am I opening, 1 or 2?
Two.
2. Okay.
Please let it be the embarrassing thing.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff's
Like,
embarrassing story is just really.
They hit different.
The
They
true
do.
ones.
Let's see. On graduation night after high school, I went to my first house party ever.
What?
Oh,
Where I drank
first.
vodka for the first time and attempted to ride a donkey.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that
Oh,
true?
man. Why did they have a donkey?
Yeah.
Because he's rich. I just
No.
thought of that.
Why did
It
they
was
have
on a
it?
property that had a barn, and in the barn was a donkey.
Wait,
Why
was
were
this
you-
in Calabasas? Where you...
It was Calabasas,
Okay.
yeah.
Why were you never invited to a party before this?
Yeah.
If you were the captain of the soccer
He was busy with the
team.
tap dancing, bro.
Yes, I had so many
I tapped
extracurriculars going on in my life. There was no time for me to be cool.
No,
Okay.
you weren't invited for a reason.
How was the vodka? Did you handle it well, or were you life of the party?
I was life of the party for the first
Hey!
time.
I don't know. I've been drunk with Jeff, and that's hard to believe.
Yeah, that's me
I feel
too.
like he was passed out in a corner somewhere.
Oh,
It
wow.
was really hurtful. Okay.
Yeah. I have
Jose?
partied with Jeff before, and you were the life of the party, but
For how long?
Not in a good way. Everyone was focused on Jeff, so I'm gonna say
Okay,
no.
this is not
False.
a roast. It is a true confession segment. Alexis, I'm not even gonna ask.
Alexis, please,
I'm not
for
asking
God's
you.
sake. Say
It's
it's
again
true.
with the drunk. Yeah. I don't
be
know.
nice.
Oh, I
Okay.
imagine you. Also, I don't see you going to a barn.
After I went,
Any barns ever.
after grad night, I went to my first house party, drank vodka for the first time, was the life of the party, and tried to ride a donkey.
Yeah?
That's true. It's
It's
true.
true according to you.
It is true.
I think if we talk to somebody else, they may
If
have
you
a
went to
different
school with
take.
Jeff, text us. Let us know
If you were
was he
at
cool.
the barn donkey party.
Yeah.
Okay, segment over.
Are you the donkey from the party?
Segment
Text in.
done. That was True Confession School Edition.
Yeah, get Jeff some vodka.
Now I'm gonna go cry. It's Brooke and Jeffrey
See,
in the
that's
morning.
what we expected.
That's what he did at the party I was at.